How much you buy this property for?
We bought this for $178,000.
And how much you gonna sell it for?
We're looking to sell this for $320,000.
Can we go check it out?
Let's do it.
All right. How did you get this property?
We won this actually right out front steps at a foreclosure auction about 3 months ago.
What was the starting bid, do you remember?
The starting bid was $177,600 and change.
What was the number?
178.
Oh, so
We were the only one, no one else.
No one showed up?
It was occupied, people are scared. And we don't back down from a fight.
All right. So tell us what you're gonna do in here.
So after we got the people out, so here basically we skimmed the ceiling. We are putting new lighting fixtures in. We actually did a lot of rewiring of the house. We skimmed all the walls because it was plaster, so we had to repair all the walls. We're gonna be repairing all the windows, probably replacing this front door. And we put LVP flooring down and kind of painted the trim white. This has come a long way.
How did you get the tenants out of the property if there were people living in it?
So they weren't tenants, they were occupants because they were former owners, which makes a huge difference, by the way, tenant versus occupant. And,
what is the difference?
well, one of them is actually have a legal obligation to go through a foreclosure, normal 30-day, at least for a tenancy, depends on Massachusetts law. With a homeowner, it can be a 3-day notice to vacate. So if they don't go through, you still have to evict them, but typically they're looked on very differently from the courts in Massachusetts, at least.
So it's easier to have someone that's not a tenant in the property to get them out?
Typically, yes.
So what did you have to do to actually get them out? What did Kevin do?
He basically just talked to them, came up, knocked on the door, figured out their plan, see what they were doing, and they actually did the right thing, to be honest. They just left.
You didn't pay them anything?
I don't think he paid them a dime. If anything, it was maybe a couple $100 for like a moving truck or something, but it was pretty much nothing. And they were out in like a week or two.
Wow, I was gonna say, because 3 months is not that bad to have tenants in here, right?
Yeah. Occupant, not tenants.
Occupants.
He doesn't listen.
How did you get used to buying properties at foreclosure auctions?
Well, we started it about now 8 years ago. We bought our first auction, which was nerve-wracking. And it's like anything else, you buy one.
8 years ago?
It was about 8, 9 years ago. It was our first foreclosure auction, yeah.
2017?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you were buying them in 2008.
No, so we bought foreclosure REO property. That's very different than a foreclosure auction. Then I realized later on that after going for a while, it's just a numbers game, and I got some killer deals at actually auction. Now REO, we obviously got quite a few properties, and back then there were so many REOs, the banks were pretty much giving them away like candy. But yes, now we buy at foreclosure auction, and it's just after doing it quite a while, we got very comfortable, and with the nuances of buying occupied property, which we had a lot of experience with, but with just tenants issues and stuff like that, just by owning so many rental properties prior to this. So it was, a little easier than maybe someone who just getting in just for flipping or whatever. We owned a lot of rental properties, so it made a transition a lot easier.
You're transitioning right now?
Well, transitioning to buying property at foreclosure auction with occupants.
Oh, okay, thanks for
No, I
specifying.
am not transitioning. Wow, jackass.
So how big is your portfolio now?
Like rentable units and stuff like that, it's probably about 700 that we kind of manage and own. And right now, I would say we're residentially, we're at like 350 units. And then commercially, we have probably another like 67 units, 60 or 70 units, sorry. So.
Lying to me on camera.
I said 60 to 70. I don't know always all top.
Okay, and how did you get started? What was your first property?
My first property was a 2-family house in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
And how old were you?
I was 16 years old.
How did you do that if you can't buy a house until you're 18?
Because I had my grandmother sign.
So there's ways around it.
Of course. I gave her the money I had saved up with my dad working at his restaurant.
How much did you save up for this?
I had about $7,000.
You saved $7,000 by 16?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I've been working for my dad since I was 10. So I just saved the money that I would earn for my dad. I got a couple more jobs. So I worked at La Tomate and I worked at the BRRRR Brewery. So I was working at one point 3 jobs and just saved all the cash and then bought a 2-family house. I think we bought it for like 50 grand or something like that.
What are you gonna do in this kitchen?
This kitchen?
New cabinets?
Okay, well, we put all new kitchen cabinets. This was a pantry. This is going to be a half bath now. All the plumbing's run. We had, ripped out the floors, insulated, all that, ran new PEX plumbing, and we added a vent fan in there. So that's gonna be a nice little bathroom for the first floor. Kitchen, we did put all new flooring in, granite countertops, tile backsplash, like a white subway tile backsplash, are typical. New appliances. I look so much shorter, right? Like I'm like, I'm not that short, geez.
I don't know, that's what the camera's saying.
Camera
doesn't lie.
lies.
How many flips do you have going on at the same time?
There's 12 going on right now, which is about average.
So in a year, how many flips do you typically do?
Well, last year we flipped 47 homes.
Wow, it's a lot of homes.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do upstairs in these bedrooms?
As you can see, we already put carpet down. New doors, obviously they gotta get kind of painted, cleaned up, new hardware, just repainted everything.
How much is your rehab budget?
46,000.
So 46,000, 178 purchase.
Plus holding costs, we're probably looking at about 16,000 in holding costs.
So that's 240.
Yep,
And
roughly.
you're gonna sell for what?
320 is my estimated ARV. So we have a 4.5% commission, and then another 3,000, let's say, in closing
It's
costs.
13 plus the closing. Let's call that 20
Yep,
altogether.
sure.
So you'll walk away with about 60,000 on this one.
Yeah. All right.
How much do you make on an average flip?
I'd say 50 to 60,000 is typical.
What has real estate investing allowed you to do?
This is a great question. So actually, my second son is coming in like 3 weeks, so exciting. So I won't be doing a lot of videos after that, taking off a little bit of time. So I'm gonna have the ability to take off without having to file for parental leave or anything like that. I'm just gonna take the time off. And I also now take Wednesdays off, which I do work remotely, but for the most part, you're not going to get in. I'm usually hanging out with my son. We're going either to a trampoline park or a local, this outside park or something like that. So I get to choose to do that. And I was looking at, there was some stat the other day that the average dad or something like that only gets like 69 minutes a day plus weekends with their kids. Mm-hmm. I'm lucky to have quite a bit more. I typically have probably about 3.5 hours plus Wednesdays and the 2-day weekend. So I'm very thankful for that.
What's your goal with investing? Do you have like a final goal that once you hit a unit number or income number that you'll be like, I'm done now?
Now it's more about, with me getting old, I'm 46. I'm looking at more stability, stuff like that. So we've sold off some of our units that are in our kind of rougher areas that could be more cash flow. And we're focusing more on maybe smaller number of commercial stuff that it's more steady income. We're looking at more triple net, B class. It's really right now about stabilizing what we have. I enjoy what I do, so I'm gonna keep growing it. There's no end necessarily in sight. Just keep growing the empire, offering my employees great opportunity to grow and have a stable job, which is awesome. And kind of just keep on from there.
Knowing what you know now, would you reinvest in real estate?
100%. I would have done things differently.
What would you have done differently?
Probably wouldn't have focused so much in some of the C-class property. I would have had some different partnerships over the years. Mm-hmm. I would have structured those differently. I would have started foreclosures like we were talking about back in 2008 probably. I think I would have focused more in B-class area just early on.
How do people reach out to you if they want to invest with you?
Well, they can check out House Hack Helpers, LLC, where we bring you guys on for flips like this one that we're getting either at foreclosure auction or we're getting other, with wholesalers, and we try to flip them and bring you guys along for the journey.